They're really enthusiastic about getting people to join their bus.
Pisac is really famous for this particular market. Sunday is definitely the star of this market.
Loving it. Come to Pisac, it's amazing. And right now we are actually looking for a taxi that's going to take us all the way up to the top so we can make our way down.
This is supposed to be one of the best preserved Inca town in the Sacred Valley. It's a great day in Pisac so far.
Okay, here are tickets.
Hola.
Hola.
Gracias.
We've made it to the to the top of Pisac, and for some reason my voice is going. I have no idea why. I think it's dry air, but I'll do my best. Now our goal is to just walk up the hill a little bit here, not too far of course, and then make our way down. And the driver told us, how long did he say it would take us?
It's about 2.5 hours, something like that. And we're just gonna take our time enjoying the day. It is absolutely gorgeous from up here.
So they have a few rules posted here. You can't rise on the walls. You're not allowed to light fire, no camping, no smoking, don't paint the walls, don't urinate on the walls, and don't climb with ropes. And don't take photos with your drone. I guess when we fly the drone, we can only take video. And no mascots. So a little bit of the history of Pisac. It's thought that Pisac was built by the same person who built Machu Picchu, that's Emperor Pachacuti. One thing that they think they know about this place is that it only dates back to about 1440 because they have found nothing here that predates the Incas.
One of the first things that we saw upon entrance is these terraces. When you drive to Pisac, you see it way in the distance, but it's just right behind me here. These terraces were built about 600 years ago, brought all the stones and all the fertile soil from the valley floor all the way up here by hands, and just so amazing how you actually see something like this.
This is pretty incredible. These holes in the cliffs that you see behind me, if you look really closely at them, you can see that some of them at least are structures that maybe people lived in.
There were not people's houses, but those are actually tombs that unfortunately been raided a long time ago. And this is supposed to be one of the biggest cemeteries in this area.
It's quite a walk up here. Anyway, highest point in Pisac coming up next. Oh man.
Where's this elevator?
I know, right? I have a feeling though if the Incas were alive today, they'd have invented the elevator by now. We're in one of the houses at the top of Pisac. As you come inside, you'll notice a bed, couch, big screen television. None of that.
Inca massage.
Inca massage table.
As you can tell, this is very windy day, and the elevation I think we just about 3,500 meters, and it's a good day, but it's windy. It really is. You're gonna blow off outside the mountain.
Probably will. Okay, so we've been all the way to the top of Pisac, and now we're gonna make the walk down. And Holliff asked the guide how long it was gonna take, and the guide said,
it depends how you actually walk. I guess how fast you walk.
In other words, he fudged. He doesn't know. But it looks like we don't have that far to go.
You can see town Pisac from here. So we always assume the Pisac is actually at the bottom of the hill, but it seems like we are actually going back up again. And I assume that's going to be a slide all the way down on the other side. We'll find out.
If you do come to Peru and you're planning on seeing a lot of the Inca stuff, which is one of the main reasons you come here anyway, you have to be able to get used to the altitude. And the big reason the Incas like to build things so high is because, for two reasons. One, places like Pisac, which were meant to protect places like Cusco from invasions from the south, much easier to protect or defend from a higher position. But probably the most important reason that the Incas built so high is because the Incas worship the sun and they want it to be as close to the sun as possible. Speaking of sun, when you come and view these Inca ruins, you have to wear as much sunscreen as possible and reapply, which is what I probably should do right now.
Woohoo! Start going down. No slides though.
It's really steep.
It is. Yeah. Alright, we're going to the tunnel. Is that gonna be dark? Oh, it's not bad. I can see the end of the tunnel.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Woo! Woo, that is tight.
And I don't want to shame anybody, but if you're over a certain size, you're gonna have a tough time getting through that. I'm a pretty big guy, and that was a bit tight for me. You gotta kind of turn a bit sideways to get through. Yeah, some of those older folks behind us might have a little bit of trouble with that. It's a bit of a challenging walk down, but no one can say it's boring. Loving it, loving it. Come to Pisac, it's amazing. Hala said a little while ago they liked it better than Machu Picchu.
This is the most intact Inca ruins here in the
Yeah.
Sacred Valley.
I'm not sure we really just realized how far we've walked. Just look at that hill behind us. That's a long way down.
Tons of stairs, but now I think it's gradually descending to the
I
town.
don't believe it. Because we see some Inca villages down there, but it looks like a steep walk to get down. But we've had fun so far.
Yeah,
we
it's
can do
great.
it. We can do it.
Of course, in the middle of nowhere, we just ran into this complex. It used to be a little village for the Incas. Maybe 4 or 5 families live here, and then they have the majestic view of the valley.
But of course, we're just guessing. This could be like a place where they sacrifice llamas. One of the things that I've noticed, and I don't know if this is architecturally right or not, you can see the precision of this, but I've noticed that even if you took this one out, the ones above it wouldn't fall down because they're still wedged above. It's almost like every one of them is like a keystone. Say an earthquake happened and this one got cracked and lost its integrity, the ones above it wouldn't.
And right behind me here, it's a D-shaped building. And this is one of the most important buildings here in Pisac. The reason for it is that number one, this is probably one of the only one that's completely have a D shape and then it's all curved on 3 sides. And number two, if you look closely, all of the stones is completely precisely cut, almost no flaw.
No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get a piece of paper in between these things. When these were built, the Incas had very, very few metals and no metals that were strong enough. They had to figure out a way to grind this down to keep it as precise as possible. And really no one knows exactly how they did it.
They even have a little details like that. That's a little notch that enough to just make sure there's no gap in between.
So just when we come out of here, we notice that this little irrigation system, but we have no idea where it's coming from. On the entire way down, we haven't seen anything like this. There's something built underground.
Make a channel all the way down to
It's
create
really-
like water fountain at the
Yeah.
end of this line.
We've probably been doing this for well over an hour now, and we're not even close to the bottom. There is so much behind me here. We have a long way to go before we get to the bottom. So just to give you a little bit of perspective, just above the terraces, there's some buildings. That's where we started. We walked all the way up to the top of this massive hill here. We walked all the way down, did a little bit more up and down, got through here. You sort of feel like we're about halfway down, and Halef is actually recording the distance, and it's just a little bit over a mile we've walked, but it's been miles of upstairs and downstairs and in nooks and crannies, through tunnels, yeah, so it's been pretty cool. But yeah, hopefully that gives you a bit of perspective on what we've done today. Come to Pisac, it's amazing. If you look at a map of Peru, we're up in the mountains, but we're also in the middle of a desert. When you just look around at the plants here, it's just amazing, the diversity of it all. Everything from prickly pears to just various kind of cactus to
Aloe vera looking one.
yeah, to things that stabbed Halef in the head a little while back. There's this plant that's kind of prickly that just was waving around and stabbed Halef. It's definitely, you're in a desert, but it's not a desert. And unlike national parks in Canada and the United States, they don't take precautions with rails. So if Halef wants to be a little careless, he's going down the side of a mountain.
We continue on.
We're getting a lot closer, Halef. We're almost at the Pisac. This is where we're going to be ending up a little bit later today. We are about to be overrun by school children, Halef. It means we better speed up. We're gonna let them pass. Hola. Hola. The serenity of our mountain afternoon shattered. I'm not sure if in Canada or America parents would give the teachers permission for their children to come on hikes like this, but it's kind of dangerous. So either that, or it means that kids here are probably more mature than American and Canadian kids.
Of course they are.
You don't mind that? That looks creepy to me. Don't. Freaking bridge moved.
It's designed to move. You can't have a still bridge. So we are surrounded by these terraces with just like a stonework is amazing. The majority of these terraces have this kind of like steps, so you don't have to go around to go up to the next level. We're not supposed to climb any rock, but this is what it is.
I have to admit, I don't understand this at all. Because the effort to move even one of those stones from somewhere way down there, or even somewhere up here, and build these walls is just almost impossible to believe that can happen.
Town of Pisac.
So this is the end of our day at Inca Pisac.
Yeah, we made it to the town of Pisac, and it took us over 2 hours from the top down.
2.5 hours. Okay, comparison, Machu Picchu.
I think Machu Picchu in the landscape is much better. It's more exotic, more known for. But I would say the ruins itself, I like this much better.
And it was a better day because
Kids coming by.
a little windier, a little cooler outside, although it's heating up pretty good now. And it didn't cost $500.
Yes, it's definitely cheaper. And then, if you get
The Boleto
ticket,
Turistico, yep.
Yeah, it costs like 130 soles, but you get 16 of these things.
Yeah, so about $42 each. We had an amazing time at Pisac today. I couldn't have asked for better.
We just catch our collectivo here in Pisac in about 40-minute drive to our place.
As soon as they get this thing filled up, we'll be on our way. One of the interesting things that happened on the way out to the collectivo was that we saw a massive fire on top of the mountain. Well, a massive amount of smoke anyway. So we're hoping that doesn't get down to the town because it'll destroy this town. But according to the driver, kind of happens all the time. So,
which is a bit sad because it seems like just some farmers cleaning up land around here. The landscape is being destroyed, and we are still doing it.
Yep. Anyway, that's it from Pisac.
And thanks for watching.
Okay, we are in. Jeez. Okay. I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat, so. No, I'm more worried about my camera. Oh, I mean, Pooey.
Despacito.